Hey, what's up there, YouTube? This is No Budget Duelist bringing you a new deck profile for the March 2012 ban list. This is my Chaos Stun deck, and I made this for a friend. My friend's a fan of Karibo, and he was like, hey, I want you to make me an awesome deck that you can put 3 Karibo in it and it'll still work well. The first thing I said to him was, you're an idiot. You can't put 3 Karibo in a deck and make it work well unless you run an actual Karibo deck, which this is not. Just for clarification, in case you didn't read the title or something. Although you probably did. So, still though, not a Karibo deck, but it does have Karibo in it. So, let's go into the deck list. Alright, so we have double Doom Cow, triple Ryo, double DD Crow, double Effect Veiler, one Karibo, one Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, double Chaos Sorcerer, one Gores, double DD Warrior Lady, double Max C, double Spirit Reaper, one Monster Reborn, triple Duality, one Dark Hole, one Heavy Storm, double Dark Core, double Smashing Ground, triple MST, one Book of Moon, one Solemn Warning, and no, 2 Solemn Warnings and 1 Solemn Judgment, messed up there, double Fiendish Chain, and 1 D-Prison. Now, basically, I made this deck and I was like, okay, how am I going to make an affordable deck? Well, semi-affordable, at least, until you get into the Max C, but you can take those out for other cards, which I have in my side deck, and I'll get to that later. But, basically, how can I make a somewhat affordable tournament-level deck that you can fit a Karibo in? And I was like, forehead slap, duh, you make a Chaos Stun deck. Because, you can, discard Karibo and then use them for, like, some kind of Chaos Summon or something, although I'll probably need more lights in there. Because I just went into a duel on Dueling Network, and I ended up not getting enough lights in my graveyard. Well, I actually only ever drew into 1 light, and that was DD Warrior Lady, so never got me any summons off of it. And it was against a burn deck, so I felt really bad. Luckily, though, in the next game, I really stuck into that guy. Hey, stuck into that guy, yeah! Uh, so yeah, basically, I just did, like, 20 minutes of research on the internet and 5 minutes throwing this deck together. So it's not super fancy, but it works. And you might also be wondering why 2 Dark Core, and why not just another Smashing Ground and some other spell that I could actually do something like Allure of Darkness. And, my answer to you is, I don't know. I felt like putting in 2 Dark Core. Don't kill me. Stay out of my shit. All that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Stay out of my shit. Yeah, and then, the traps are really basic. Maybe you could drop the D-Prison for another, Fiendish Chain, or maybe you could drop one of the Fiendish Chains for another D-Prison. Whatever's up, whatever works for you in that sense. But, yeah. So, it's really basic. It's just a 40-card deck, half monsters, 14 spells, 6 traps. Usually I do 15 spells and 5 traps, but I guess this time something in my brain told me, put 1 more trap in and 1 less spell. And so I did. And, yeah. Maybe it's not the fastest, but, it's anti-meta. It doesn't have to be fast. It slows your opponent down to your speed. So, yeah. And, now, on to the side deck and extra deck. Now, the side deck consists of 1 DD Crow, 1 Effect Villain. Those are the Max C replacements that I mentioned earlier. It runs 2 Breaker, the Magical Warrior, for popping opponents' back rows. Triple Cyber Dragon, double D-Prison, and 2 Mirror of Oaths, which that card, when your opponent special summons a monster from their deck, it destroys it, and then you draw a card. So it pretty much beats Jurax, Windups, maybe Inzectors. I don't 100% know how on Inzectors. Maybe Rabbit, although this doesn't respond to trigger or ignition effects. Although Rabbit's an ignition effect, so you could just use Trap Pull or something. But yeah, so basically cool little summons that your opponent tries to do, this stops it. And yeah, so on to talking about Maxi and Effective. Now, in case you live under a rock and you haven't heard the news, Priority is gone. As of, what, April 25th? That was 2 days ago. There are tons of videos about it. This isn't a video about it. I'm just making sure that, just in case you haven't heard the news, that you have heard the word. Okay, I don't want to break any copyrights. So, Priority is gone. Trap Hole and Bottomless Trap Hole will be coming back with vengeance because they both stop two of our least favorite cards, and possibly even most favorite cards. Tour Guide and Rescue Rabbit. Ugh. I shun both of those monsters. However, you know, they have their merits. They have their niche, but I personally think that they're a little OP. I mean, why not just make some more archetype cards rather than, cards that you can put into a deck, say, oh yeah, I made a freaking dinosaur deck, but then you have a rabbit in it. Like, what? It doesn't make sense. I like it when decks are archetype based. But regardless, they're good cards. And also, because Priority is gone, Maxi is going to go down because it doesn't force your opponent to stop their combo. Like if they have a Chaos Dragon deck, if I'm doing Chaos Dragons and you drop a Maxi on me and I'm about to OTK you, I don't care if you draw a few cards. I'm going to kill you anyway. So, it's good against windups, but nobody else. Effect Veiler stops everything. It's going to go up. Bye, bye, bye. That's it for this video. So bye, bye, bye. In both words.